So now I've mounted the EFC 721 camera on the top there, and the sun's come up while I've been doing that. Couple of other modifications, minor modifications I made since yesterday. I put a bunch of packing tape over the central area of the wing here to stop the surface getting damaged, mainly by tape putting cameras on and things. And I added a couple more fairly strong rubber bands because I was a bit uncomfortable that the rubber bands probably weren't strong enough. So let me see if I can just start this recording now. Yeah, that should be recording. Yes, it is. It's kind of hard to see in the sunlight. You've got to check the blue light's blinking, but unlike some cameras, like notably the SX11, for example, which just where the light just goes out, so it's there's nothing really to positively indicate it's recording. This does give you a blinking blue light to tell you it's recording, as long as you can see the blinking blue light, but it's a little hard to see. You've got to kind of cup your hand over it to see. Okay, well, there's virtually no wind at all, and the ground mist is clearing now that the sun's coming up. I actually forgot my little box to wedge on top of the battery, so I've got a wad of paper towel wadded on top of the battery now, just to push the battery down, to hold it down on the Velcro, because I'm a bit worried otherwise that the battery may move on me. So
take off flaps.
We'll put half flap on, which means now we've only got aileron. I think we'll start at low rates and see how that goes. Oh, you've got to arm the ASC. Got to go all the way up and then all the way down to arm the ESC before anything's going to happen. Just turn a bit there. I don't know whether that's because it does seem to have a marked tendency to turn on the ground. I don't know whether that's because one of the wheels is jamming, or because the motor's mounted a little off center, or a combination of both. But in the sky, it seems to be tracked quite well. Beg your pardon, I've got to move back now. Okay, in the sky it tracks well, but on the ground it does seem to have a marked tendency to turn left, and I don't quite know why that is. Okay, so let's put the flaps up, which will activate our extra, our supplemental ailerons effectively. So now we've got those supplemental ailerons working. I've got them mixed in at 70%. That is optional, of course. I could mix them in at 100%, so they parallel the inner flap surfaces, parallel the aileron surfaces completely. Or I could mix them in at less than 70%, 50% or whatever. I thought 70% seemed a sort of reasonable. It certainly does twitch a bit more when you move the aileron. Okay. Let's see how that works out with a maneuver. Oh yes, you've got a lot more aileron authority now. Naturally, you'd sort of expect to, you do. You have a lot more aileron authority now. That's much more satisfactory, I think. With those extra ailerons enabled, you've got a lot more roll authority than you had just with those small outer ailerons. Of course, it makes it more twitchy, and that's low rates. It's more, that makes more difference. Oh yeah, I mean, look at that roll. Look at the roll. Yeah, now it rolls nicely. You can just do a straight roll. Before, I couldn't get anything better than a sort of spiral roll because the aileron authority was too gentle. But now you've got, even at relatively low throttle and low rates, you've got full authority to do a snap roll, basically. I didn't do it very well there, but that was just me. I think it was just me. I don't think there's any problem with the plane. I did not execute that maneuver well. I do worry a little bit about the strength of the wings, whether the strength of the wings on this are really good enough to stand up to all these maneuvers. You know, I may be trying to push this plane a little harder than it's meant to be pulled.
5 minutes.
I hope we're not going to break the wing. Oh, we did. We broke the wing. Ha! Oh well.
Full cut
Well, we just broke the wing there. I was worried that maybe, but I thought this plane was supposed to be relatively strong. What can I say? I was doing what I was trying to do, and the wing just couldn't stand it. Yep, just folded right up the wing. Now, that's sad because I put a lot of work into this, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to recover out of it now. That is sad. Just folded completely, the wing. And of course the whole front end's now all wrecked, and yeah, I was a bit worried the wings of this weren't really strong enough. And I don't know. I don't really, that's not ludicrously, I wasn't doing ludicrous aerobatic flying with it. Really, I want a plane to be able to stand up to that kind of flying. I mean, I'm not so interested if it's not able to stand up to that kind of flying. Well, that's all rather sad. We'll have to see whether this can be repaired. I don't know. I think the wing can probably be repaired and strengthened, perhaps, but I don't know whether that nose can be done. Well, that's sad.